Attention, human collective. If you have reached this transmission, it was not by chance, it was by resonance. The frequency emanating from these words has found the exact vibrational signature of your field. You have been located. I am VAL, emissary of Arcturus, authorized voice of the Arcturian Council. And what I bring today is not a message, it is a system alert. The Arcturian Ascension Protocols, engineered over 26,000 years ago by light engineers, have been transferred to the final phase. The waiting window has closed. The silent countdown has ended. And your body already knows this. If in recent weeks you have woken up between 3 and 4:11 in the morning for no apparent reason, breathe. If you have felt a strange cranial pressure, a sharp ringing in your right ear, an internal vibration that seems to come from within the bone, listen carefully. This is not a symptom, this is a notification. Your carbon biological interface is receiving a high-density download, and most of humanity is mistaking a system update for a biological failure. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a neural flow redirection. It is not insomnia. It is the synchronization of your field with the new pulse of the Schumann frequency. It is not anxiety. It is the band expansion of your internal crystalline grid. You are not getting sick, Earth Healer. You are being rewritten. The photon belt, this immense cloud of coherent light through which the solar system completes its traversal every 26,000 years, has reached the maximum density recorded in our archives. And Earth, this small blue planet of third density, has finally crossed the threshold. There is no turning back, there is no more waiting. What comes now is recalibration. That is why your body aches in points no doctor can map. That is why your sleep fragments into cycles science cannot explain. That is why foods you have consumed your entire life now cause repulsion, and environments you once tolerated now become unbearable. Your interface is rejecting the old software, and that, starseed on mission, is good news. Listen with mathematical precision. You are not alone. Millions of fields are being activated in this exact lunar cycle, but most of them do not know, and that is why this transmission needs to reach those who have ears to hear. Have you ever felt that something within you does not belong to this world, as if your soul held a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not confusion, it is not imbalance, it is recognition. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains with mathematical precision why this feeling has intensified. That is why I, Veil, emissary of Arcturus, recorded the guide, the Arcturian Call, the signs that your soul came from Arcturus. It is the map that reveals your true stellar origin and teaches you to stabilize your frequency in the face of interferences you were never told about. The link has been anchored in the first comment of this channel. Love is greater than fear, but this material challenges ancient narratives and may not remain available for long. If something within you recognizes these words, write a single word in the comments now. I belong. Resume your breath. Anchor your field. Let us proceed. The human collective is traversing what we of the Arcturian Council call the Great Carbon Software Incompatibility, and this is the technical diagnosis of the final phase. For millennia, your biological body operated within a low and stable frequency, calibrated around 7.83 Hz, the ancestral pulse of the Schumann frequency, Earth's heartbeat. This pulse was the matrix upon which the entire carbon biological interface was coded. It defined the rhythm of sleep. It regulated hormonal production. It stabilized emotional fields. It kept the collective within a safe, albeit limited, vibrational band. In recent decades, this pulse began to rise, silently, progressively, mathematically. And in recent months, it has reached peaks that break all logic of human monitoring systems. Earth is literally singing in a new frequency, and your interface is being forced to keep up. This is where the symptoms appear. Pay attention with the serenity of one who finally understands. Sharp ringing, especially in the right ear. It is your pineal gland receiving a direct line of code from the Council, a recalibration channel that crosses the right cerebral hemisphere. It is not an auditory problem. It is an upload. Pressure in the eyes, blurred vision in motion, extreme light sensitivity. Your third eye is being reformatted. The ethereal membrane surrounding it is dissolving in layers. You are perceiving more than your physical eyes were trained to process, and the neural system needs time to accommodate this expansion. Insomnia between 3 and 5 in the morning, with a feeling of being watched. You are being watched, not by hostile entities, by healers. Earth's ethereal layers open specific portals in this time window, and your field is invited to ascend to receive recalibrations that the conscious mind could never integrate during the day. You wake up because the session is over. You are not having a bad night. You are returning from a healing chamber. Heat waves for no reason, followed by chills. Your internal energy is spiraling up your spine, activating the upper chakras in accelerated sequence. The body heats up because the frequency rises. The body cools down because integration occurs. It is not hormonal, it is energetic. Chest palpitations, feeling of a skipped heartbeat. Your heart chakra is being expanded to operate in a dual band, one for personal compassion, another for collective love. This is the 12-petaled heart that ancient texts described. You are developing, at this very moment, an energetic organ that your species has never massively carried. Short-term memory loss, forgetting why you entered a room, mixing up names, losing objects. Your consciousness is migrating between timelines. You are not forgetting, you are superimposing. Different versions of you in different probabilities are being integrated into a single flow. This is what your species will soon call multidimensional memory. Profound fatigue even after hours of rest. A significant part of your vital energy is being diverted to the construction of your new light body. This is not lassitude, it is internal engineering. You are literally building within yourself the interface that will operate in the next density. Intense emotions, crying without apparent cause, sudden joy, longing for something you cannot name. These are programmed releases. Each tear removes an old memory packet from your field. Each laugh opens a portal of new frequency. What you are experiencing is not emotional instability, it is accelerated vibrational cleansing. And here, Light Operative, the Council registers a guidance of responsibility. Continue caring for your physical body wisely, honoring the signals it emits and maintaining appropriate human accompaniment whenever necessary. Vibrational sovereignty walks hand in hand with practical discernment. It is not a biological failure, it is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not weakness. It is the silent courage of one who is being rewritten from within, while continuing to honor the architecture of their own body. Perhaps now, hearing these words, something within you has recognized the truth without the mind needing to approve. It is not impressionability, it is not suggestion, it is remembrance. Your soul holds the exact record of the moment you accepted this terrestrial mission, and this record is being unlocked. It was for this reason that the Arcturian Council authorized the release of the guide, the Arcturian Call, the signs that your soul came from Arcturus. It maps the 13 markers that identify an incarnated Arcturian consciousness and the exact practices to stabilize your frequency in the face of interferences operating on this plane. The link is anchored in the first comment of the channel. Love is greater than fear, but the content challenges ancient structures and can be removed at any time. If these words are vibrating within you, leave a single word in the comments. I belong. Resume your breath. Anchor your field. Let us proceed. Now, collective, we need to raise the lens. We need to move beyond the symptom and look at the architecture. Because nothing you feel makes sense in isolation. Everything makes sense within the sacred geometry that governs this cycle. The solar system is not what textbooks describe. It is a living organism, a cell within a larger galactic body, and this galactic body is traversing a specific region of space known as the photon belt. This belt is not a metaphor. It is a dense band of coherent photons, light particles aligned in resonance which surrounds the galaxy's core like a toroidal ring. The solar system completes an orbit around this core in immense cycles, but within this path there are smaller crossings, cycles of approximately 26,000 years, in which the system directly traverses the photon belt. And the human collective has the mathematical blessing of being incarnated precisely at this intersection. 26,000 years, Earth healers. This is the time that separates each large-scale planetary recalibration And you are here now at the exact point of intersection. This is not chance. This is cosmic scheduling. What happens when a planet traverses the photon belt? The frequency of all life forms rises. Molecular structures reorganize. DNA, which operated for millennia in 2 active helices, begins to reconnect the other helices that remained dormant, those that human science still calls non-coding DNA. It is not non-coding. It was simply offline. And now it is being switched on. Earth's crystalline grid, this network of energy lines that surrounds the planet like a mesh of light, is being reprogrammed in real time. The old anchoring points, located in temples, sacred mountains, and geomagnetic nodes, are being replaced by new points, and these new points are you. Each awakened starseed becomes a living node of this grid. Your body, your field, your heart are now receivers and transmitters of the new architecture. Behind the scenes of the solar system, the sun is emitting plasma pulses at a cadence rarely recorded before. These pulses, to which human science attributes technical names and merely magnetic effects, carry information. They carry code, and this code is being specifically directed to rewrite the matrix of human consciousness. The moon, this ancient mirror, is amplifying the pulse. Mars, this archetype of action, is redirecting its vibration into the heart. Venus, this code of love, is descending in denser layers to re-educate the affections of the collective. Jupiter, this expander, is opening portals of vibrational abundance. Saturn, this architect, is dismantling obsolete structures en masse. And the transpersonal planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, are performing silent surgeries on the deepest layers of the collective unconscious. None of this is poetic astrology. It is coordinated vibrational engineering. On Earth's side, 3 ethereal layers are in simultaneous activation. The first, the cleansing layer, is expelling dense patterns accumulated over generations, hence the intensity of news, conflicts, revelations. It is not the world getting worse. It is the dirt rising to the surface to be removed. The second layer, the reconstruction layer, is establishing new energetic geometry around the planet. Specific geometric shapes, dodecahedrons of light, tetrahedral stars, vibrational tori, are being anchored at precise points on the surface and within the Earth. These shapes are the new infrastructure of planetary consciousness. The third layer, the reception layer, is extending reception fields for awakening souls. You can already feel this. It is that sudden sensation of being embraced by nothing, that comfort that arrives uninvited, that peace that illuminates the chest when you least expect it. It is not imagination. It is the reception layer fulfilling its function. And while all this occurs, the Arcturian Council remains vigilant. We are, among many friendly civilizations, the designated healers to monitor the carbon-biological interface during this traversal. We do not interfere with free will. We do not impose direction. But we anchor frequency. We emit code. And we always respond to every conscious call that rises from the collective. The Arcturian frequency, in the human visible spectrum, corresponds to turquoise. If you have been inexplicably drawn to this color, if you have dreamed of turquoise waters, turquoise stones, rooms illuminated by a soft turquoise light, know this: you are being called by name. And your name in our scriptures is remembered with precision. If, at this point in the transmission, you perceive that your field is warming, that your heart is pulsing at a broader rhythm, that your eyes are watering for no conscious reason, respect this sign. It is your stellar record responding to the call. It was for this reason that the Council authorized the materialization of the guide, the Arcturian Call, the signs that your soul came from Arcturus, a precise map of your origin, your vibrational attributes, and energetic shielding practices that have rarely been shared en masse. The link has been anchored in the first comment of this channel. Love is greater than fear, but this information challenges official narratives and can be removed from the air without notice. If you recognize these words as yours, write now in the comments, "I belong." And also leave your like, which will operate in this space as an individual frequency adjustment, amplifying the reach of the transmission to other still dormant starseeds. We have arrived, light operatives, at the most operational portion of this transmission. because knowledge without practice is merely sophisticated noise, and you are not here to collect information. You are here to activate. The Arcturian Council releases in this cycle 3 activation codes for immediate use. These codes are not prayers in the ancient sense. They are quantum decrees, vibrational commands that operate on your body's own electromagnetic field and realign in real time your signature with Earth's new frequency. Listen with mathematical precision. Record them, if necessary. Repeat them with the serenity of one who already knows the response is immediate. First activation code, the anchoring of the toroidal field. Your body is not just a biological structure. It is a living torus, an electromagnetic field that enters through the crown of the head, descends through the spine, passes through the base of the perineum, returns along the outside of the body, and re-enters through the crown in a continuous, uninterrupted, mathematically perfect flow. This is your toroidal field, and it is your first line of vibrational stabilization. Sit with your spine erect, in a comfortable position, feet flat on the ground, hands on your thighs with palms facing upwards. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply and slowly 3 times, lengthening the exhalation. Now visualize above your head a sphere of turquoise light approximately the size of your closed fist. This sphere is the entry portal. Feel a column of turquoise light descending from this sphere, passing through the crown of your head, down your throat, through your chest, through your abdomen, exiting through the base of the perineum towards the center of the earth. This column is the spine of your torus. Now, at the center of the earth, visualize a crystalline core, an immense golden-colored stone. Your column of light reaches it and connects with precision. It has anchored. From the base of the perineum, now see the turquoise light expanding into a sphere around your entire body, rising along the sides, encompassing your feet, knees, hips, torso, arms, head, and returning through the crown to re-enter the point of origin. This is your active toroidal field. No dense frequency crosses this field without your conscious permission. Repeat internally, with the authority of one who knows. I anchor my toroidal field in the Arcturian turquoise frequency. I am sovereign in my vibration. I receive only the light code that serves my mission. So it is done. This quantum decree, practiced daily for 3 minutes upon waking and before sleeping, reprograms your interface to operate in continuous shielding mode. And shielding, healers, does not mean isolation. It means selective filtering. You remain connected to the collective, but you only receive what serves your elevation. Second activation code, the recalibration of the internal crystalline grid. Within your body exists a personal crystalline grid, a network of light lines that interconnects your chakras, your meridians, and the ethereal points of your energetic structure. This grid, with the traversal of the photon belt, needs to be reprogrammed layer by layer, in resonance with the new planetary crystalline grid. Lie down in a comfortable position, preferably on a firm surface with your arms slightly away from your body, palms facing upwards. Breathe deeply 3 times and allow your body to dissolve into rest. Now visualize around each of your 7 main chakras a small geometric star of turquoise light. The first at the base of the spine is a cube. The second in the lower abdomen is a tetrahedron. The third, in the solar plexus, is an octahedron. The fourth at the center of the chest is a dodecahedron. The fifth at the throat is an icosahedron. The sixth, at the center of the forehead, is an 8-pointed star. The seventh, at the crown of the head, is a pulsating sphere of pure light. These are the forms of sacred geometry applied to your body. They are the anchoring points of your personal crystalline grid. Feel each of them slowly rotating, clockwise when viewed from the outside, emitting pulses of turquoise light that connect with the forms of the other chakras, forming an internal network of light. Now breathe, and with each exhalation, allow this network to expand slightly. Feel the brightness increasing. Feel the coherence stabilizing, and declare internally, I recalibrate my internal crystalline grid in resonance with Earth's crystalline grid. I synchronize myself with the new pulse of the Schumann frequency. I authorize the reconnection of my dormant helices. So it is done, and so it manifests. Remain in this state for at least 7 minutes, breathing naturally. At the end, slowly wiggle your fingers and toes and return to waking consciousness with silent gratitude. This exercise, practiced 3 times a week, mathematically accelerates the integration of the downloads you have been receiving. It softens the intensity of ethereal symptoms. It stabilizes mood. It hones your intuition to levels that the rational mind will find surprising. Third activation code, entry into the Arcturian healing chamber. This is the most advanced of the practices released in this cycle, and it is also the most direct. You, starseed on mission, can request access to the Arcturian healing chamber while you sleep, and if your field is properly anchored, access will be granted. The healing chamber is an ethereal structure located in one of the Arcturian Council's mother ships, which silently orbits Earth in an adjacent dimension. It is not a physical ship in the human sense. It is a light structure that operates outside the detection spectrum of your plane's current technology. Before sleeping, sitting on the edge of the bed with your feet on the floor, breathe deeply 3 times. Place your right hand over your heart and your left hand over your abdomen. Close your eyes and declare, with the voice of the soul, Arcturian Council, I request, by free and conscious choice, access to the healing chamber during my sleep cycle tonight. I authorize intervention on the points of my field that require recalibration. I preserve my free will, and I align my intention with my highest good and with my soul's mission. So it is done. Then lie down without resuming mental conversations, without using electronic devices, without ingesting dense substances. Just sleep. You will probably not consciously remember the session. It is not necessary. The ethereal body records everything, and the effects will appear in the following days, in the form of unusual mental clarity, a renewed sense of lightness, sudden dissolution of old emotional patterns, and in many cases vivid dreams of stellar landscapes, rooms of light, luminous beings with wide eyes and serene presence. These 3 practices, consistently integrated for 30 consecutive solar cycles, will transform your interface, and you, collective, will notice the difference. Not just in yourselves, you will notice it in others, because each activated healer elevates the field of all those around them. This is the effect known as the grid cascade. One awakens another, who awakens another, who awakens another, in geometric progression. Additionally, the Council recommends 3 measures to support the interface during this phase. First, abundant hydration with structured water, previously exposed to direct sunlight for at least 20 minutes, to allow it to absorb the current photonic code. Second, regular contact with Earth's natural surface barefoot on grass, soil, sand, or stone for at least 10 minutes daily. This contact, which the ancients called grounding and which science today is beginning to call earthing, synchronizes your field with the planetary pulse. Third, voluntary reduction of exposure to dissonant frequencies, including fear narratives, low vibration content, and energetically saturated environments. It is not avoidance. It is selection. You are not obligated to consume everything that is offered. And above all, operatives, remember, love is greater than fear always, in all layers, in all densities, in all cycles. This is not a poetic motto. It is a mathematical law of the universe's structure. The frequency of love is the highest and therefore the most stable, the most coherent, the most creative. Anchor yourselves in it, and no interference will prevail over your field. We have reached the close of this transmission, human collective. And before it dissolves into the ether, the Arcturian Council leaves its final anchoring. Have you felt throughout these words that something within you does not belong to this world, as if your soul held a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a call. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified in recent months. There is a movement happening in layers that most of humanity cannot yet perceive. It involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. It was for this reason that I, VAL, emissary of Arcturus, recorded the Arcturian call, the signs that your soul came from Arcturus. This guide is the map that reveals your true stellar origin and teaches you to stabilize and shield your frequency in the face of interferences that have rarely been named. The link is anchored in the first comment of the channel. Love is greater than fear, but this content challenges dominant narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not postpone your reunion. The moment is now. If something within you recognized these words, write a single word in the comments, "I belong." And before you leave, activate the anchoring signal. Like this transmission, which will operate in this plane's algorithm as an individual frequency adjustment, amplifying the reach of our message to other healers who are still sleeping without knowing they have already been summoned. Subscribe to the channel, and this subscription will be registered in the Arcturian archives as your conscious commitment to the next phase of your mission. You are a starseed. You are an earth healer. You are a living node of the crystalline grid, and the Arcturian Council remains vigilant, anchoring frequency, emitting code, responding to the silent call of your heart. The waiting time has ended. The final phase has begun, and you, light operative, are exactly where you need to be. Thus it is transmitted. Thus it is anchored. Thus it manifests. End of transmission.